Guys' protest about? What is your guys' protest about? Nobody will answer me? What are your guys' protests about?
Oh man, this is the day, bro. You know how to happen that big parade in Washington D.C.?
Yeah.
This is like the anti-parade, basically. No
Oh.
king, man. No king.
Yeah, I just was wondering. Like,
No, I'm just answering.
no, I know. Like, I know, like, America doesn't have a king. It's.
And we won't have one.
But what about? I know it's a waste of money with the parades, but what about like the $9.1 trillion that they found in fraud? Don't you think like a little bit of that could go to the parade or no?
The parade is more annoying than that fraud.
I'm just asking. I'm not here to argue. You educate me on your point.
It's not even about that. Look, you know, the beautiful thing that I've found about being American, even being black in America for 50 years, you know, like
I get I'm a redhead. There's not a lot
for real,
of us
you know,
here.
exactly. It's like the beautiful thing that I found being here is that we have cultivated a culture where we make room for each other to be our own different, unique perspectives. You know, everybody gets a chance to come up as they see fit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to as great a degree as possible. You know, and that is beautiful, beautiful shit.
No, it is.
You see what humanity is today compared to what it was 100 years ago or 200 years ago. Like, this is beautiful shit. You know, it's worth protecting.
I went to Lansing a few weeks ago because I'm a recovering drug addict, and like I've been clean for like a year and a half. So we did like a big protest. I guess not a protest, but like a big thing. You know, like hey, fund our centers and stuff on the Capitol, and like give like people funding because I'm going to be a recovery coach, so like people want people to know. So I just was wondering because I'm like obviously America has no king. I don't really pay attention to all the parades. I don't see a problem with a parade. I think it's like cool, like show off the shit, you know, everybody else is bombing each other, you know. That's my thing. I'm like fuck, like I'm not trying to argue, I'm saying but like all the stuff that's been wasted in money and fraud, like why that no one cares about that, but they're freaking out about a parade. That's my perspective.
Yeah, I hear you, but I think if you look into it, you would see that.
Like what do you mean?
I mean, what I've seen is that what is being labeled as fraud is really not, and it's a very obvious to me as someone who's like looked at history and communications and like marketing and you know and just the history of this particular character that Donald Trump, you know, represents his persona in public life, but over the course of like decades.
But where are you going with this? Like,
I'm saying, as someone who's looked at this, my perspective on it is that he's really doing a play on the trust. We did what we hired him for.
You know what I mean?
No, I mean like.
So let me ask you this. So. I have 5 felonies, right? I can't even, I'm not on probation. I can't even own a pellet gun, right?
Okay.
So do you agree with them deporting illegal immigrants that are here? But I can't own a pellet gun, but they can be here illegally collecting money. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I understand you have a lot of perspective.
No, I'm asking a question. Do you protect the illegal immigrants that are here illegally, but me as a felon that I got 7 years ago, I can't own for writing a bad check. I can't own a pellet gun. Why don't you guys protest for the criminals in America that I can't get jobs? I have to work for myself because I can't get
narratives like
because you're not making a lot of sense. Like
bro,
you're not.
Like I'm not here to educate you. I'm not here to make a lot of sense for you.
Well, what the fuck is this about? Like if you're not gonna
except to say that we are like you and me are in living in like a state of grace. Okay, this grace has been cultivated by you know lots of people that have lived and died for it for centuries.
So you're not. So you're protesting to not show off our weapon.
I'm not
what
even
are you
protesting, dude? I'm doing sound.
What's the point of this, though? Like
be here at 6 o'clock and see for yourself.
Like,
you're welcome.
I mean, I'm
here at
I'm just asking. Like, what can you answer? What the point of this is?
Protesting the
bro, I'm telling you, like you.
Power that he uses against a lot of minorities. By the way, you should be able to own a pellet gun. I have a problem with that too. But
Yeah,
they're
all
not
my
taking
crap
you
shit's
and
non-violent.
You're disappearing and no one's never hearing from you again. Is the difference.
Well, but I'm not here illegally.
I hear you saying that,
Like-
but like that, but that's there's a whole lot of education that goes into even addressing that question. So, which is why I didn't go into it, and I'm not gonna. But like,
what's the
all I'm
point
saying
of
is,
this? Like,
when you call-
obviously,
when you point
hold on.
people, when you point they're here illegally, it's not the same.
Okay,
Like, it's
so
not the same.
okay, if we're protesting the power then of the president of the U.S., he has full control over the military. He has to go through the Speaker of the
Like,
House.
I understand you
He
have
has to
ideas
go
about
through
it,
all
but
that.
I'm not
So
gonna
how
argue
is
with
that
you
a
about it.
king? I'm
Like,
not arguing.
It's not, and it's not going to be. But this is what's happening right now is a very often repeated pattern of development of authoritarian governmental structures. What he's doing is very calculated to create a centralized administration, like where the governmental power is centralized in a single individual, a single office. And
if he has to go to war, he has to go through everybody else. So hold on. So
that is actually the way the Constitution was written,
and that's how he
for
does
good reason.
it. So
Like,
when Obama, hold on. What about
when revolutionaries revolted against?
What
Like,
about
there was reason for
them
our
sending
government
SEAL Team 6 in to kill Osama bin Laden? That was Obama.
I hear you, and
So
I
you
don't
don't
like.
want to what do you defy as a king if someone can just say, hey, send 2 Blackhawks to go kick this fucking door in and kill people? So what is that? Is Obama not a king?
It's not.
You didn't protest that.
This is not a Trump Obama thing to me, dude.
And
I hear
okay.
you, but I can't entertain this.
Because you're not making sense.
You're not
having facts,
bro,
dude. You don't know what you're just mumbling a bunch of nonsense.
I mean, you have your view of it, and that's fine. And I'm not
but
gonna.
Everything you're saying isn't any facts. You're just like saying, "Oh, this perspective over time, blah blah blah." You're not explaining what is going on.
I'm not aiming to. It's not my job to explain the world to you. That's your job to find your explanation if that's what you need.
I just watch
I'm not here
what
to
goes
explain
on.
it to you. Your job, if you want explanations, is to get them. But that's not my job to give them to you.
But you're protesting about shit you don't know about. Is that what you're saying?
I think you know things that are different from the things that I know, and I'm not.
But you're not.
Tell you that you can't know what you know.
You're not educating me on your view.
Like I just said, not my job. Your job is to educate yourself. Right?
I did. That's what I'm saying. I know America has no
of help
king.
for you, and
like America clearly has no king. And then Obama sent people over to kill. So what is that?
And you clearly have issues.
No, I don't. I'm just asking your
perspective. You just raised this.
perspective.
You said America has no king.
It doesn't.
Like that's what that says too. But you say it, and you say it like you're talking against us when we have the sign that says America has no king. Right.
We
there.
all know that. That's like saying.
So why can't we be in agreement and keep pushing? You know, I'm saying you're invited to stay at 60. If you want to understand better, that's your opportunity.
Like saying
I'm not your teacher.
Gasoline cars don't run on diesel. Like we know that. Like so, what the fuck is the point of this? That's what I'm getting at.
All I'm saying is my explanation obviously isn't going to.
Can you explain it?
I'm not trying to.
Why? Convince me. Isn't the point of this like to have different views?
This is at 6 o'clock, so you're welcome to come and see this for yourself. And then, if that's not enough explanation for you, I'll talk to you afterwards. How about that?
I just don't get why you can't take
busy.
5
That's
minutes.
why.
You don't look busy. You've been standing here for 10 minutes.
Work happens all the time in all kind of ways.
So,
Bro,
okay.
I got